live. Welcome, welcome. High Vibe Tribe Sunday dinner.
Peace.
I like that. That's nice, elongated, emphasized.
Yeah, peace, family. Welcome, welcome to all, man. Welcome. Nice, another Sunday with the High Vibe Tribe. Let's come and see what will flow through us today. Always looking forward to the high vibration that we bring collectively together.
Yes, you
Yes,
said it,
sir.
sister.
We say iron
Shout out.
sharpened iron as one man sharpened the other. So that's
Yeah,
what
Say
we
it
do.
one
We
more time.
sharpen each other.
Oh
that,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yup, yup.
yeah. Steel sharpens steel, iron sharpens iron.
Mm-hmm.
You right.
Yes. So one man sharpened the other when it comes
Yes,
to
yes.
knowledge. Say information,
Shout
because
out,
information breeded knowledge. Yeah.
shout out to the chosen ones worldwide. Together we rise.
Yes.
Yes.
Damn, bro, that's a quote. Did you just make that up?
No, I've been kind of saying it for a
Okay.
while. So, yeah,
Yeah,
man.
but hey, it's still yours. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. I can
That's
dig
it.
that. Real for
Shout
real.
out. What? Shout out to the chosen one. Yet still we rise.
Yeah, shout out to the chosen ones worldwide. Together we rise.
There you go. That's yours.
Yeah, let me go ahead and get that ready for a short. You know what I'm saying? A little clip.
Yeah. So now I can say like Jay Hooks is say. Shout out to the chosen ones.
Uh-huh.
Jay Hooks
Yeah,
is great,
appreciate
man.
y'all.
Yeah. Listen, you would make a good interviewer, person who would interview people. I can tell you that that question flows through you. That's a natural gift. You would say a gift,
Mm,
natural that you have. Let me ask a question.
yeah,
You
yeah, I
ask the
appreciate that. Yeah.
questions.
That's why I love this. What we doing,
Yeah.
it's trying to put me in that lane, in that energy. You know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And like I say,
So that's
I'm
even some
with
people
this.
just ask me how you know.
What you
Mm-hmm.
say, sis?
Yeah. No, I was saying that's like I tell some people I say they when they ask me how you know these things, I say once you ask me the question, the
Mm,
downloads is come. I tap into the ether. But
mm,
so don't ask me where I learned it, where I get it from. But that's when we sit down and we start having a conversation, the flow is get right in there.
mm.
Like some people say channeling or whatever have you, but I don't I just know I just flow. Once you start asking
Mm.
the questions. Yeah.
Yeah, you're an
So
oracle.
that's
Y'all
why
be having sis that just it can't come from nowhere but source. I done had a couple people tune
hot
in
sauce.
and listen to y'all and they be like, who is them? Who is that? I have to tell them like, hey, that's Oracle. Hey, that's Dr.
Yeah,
Sublime.
real.
Uh,
That be the truth right there when people ask that.
That's when we come together. Vibration, man. That feeds us. You understand that vibration feeds you
Yes.
information. You know,
mm,
when yeah. So when you can acknowledge
Oh,
when
she's
people
here.
people come
Yes. So
together
we
that are vibrating high and desiring to continue to vibrate high,
yes, the
energize
oracle's in
each
the building,
other.
y'all. So we got chat. We gonna end this a little bit early, about 10, 15 minutes early, because we
Yeah.
got some things we need to discuss, and we want to welcome the oracle. So yeah, that's what's up.
Oracle.
Yeah.
Which version?
Queen
Hey, hey, hey.
Oracle. How are you? Grand
Awesome, awesome.
uprising.
Yeah, we just spoke you right up.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Hold that vibration. Hold that vibe. pull that energy right into the vortex.
Mhm.
We're in the vortex now.
Yay,
Let's
yay.
flow.
So yeah, this week's topic is interesting. Jay Hooks. I'll read the title, and Jay Hooks can kind of explain. You know, I guess he can start off with the. But the title is your soul worth $100 million?
No, hell no. But yeah, so the inspiration really just came from a snippet I seen of the champion, the undisputed champion, Terrence Crawford. Got a lot of respect for that brother. In an interview, and he was asked what would be the price for him to get back in the ring. He said nothing. The guy interviewing him said, "Shoot, he would sell his soul for 100 million."
Yeah.
Uh, Terrence Crawford gave him a piece of his mind, and I think he was 100% right.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm.
that's just something that people got to get out of that, because there's so many people like that right now. Just willing to do anything, whatever, for a dollar. But at the end of the day, is it worth your integrity? Is it worth your morals? Can you live with yourself? You know what I'm saying? When it's all said and done, and that's why a lot of these people that we look that society looks up to, they got drug addictions, and they just depressed because they've done things that they probably wish they had in
Oh yeah.
order to be
Okay.
successful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You said it right, brother.
Yeah.
And it's like the cost of your soul. It's not even. And they realize the reason they depressed and they're on drugs and they're going through all this. They realize it wasn't even worth it. They're like, damn, if I would have just stayed the course, I would have got it anyway.
Yep, facts.
That's what they never realize until it's too late. So, and we mentioned what the Oracle has said before. It's like technically you can't really sell your soul, but in the phrase we use it as, like, you sold it because you given up all of your integrity, your morals, and you'll do anything. Like I said,
When you
you'll
said that just now,
rape people and do all these crazy
yeah.
different things, kill somebody, all in the name of money, for the love of money.
And watch this. You said you saying something right. We say what if he would sell his he would sell his soul. But when you think about it, we are energy. Currency is also energy. So what in actuality he's doing is he's exchanging his fertility, he's exchanging his energies, exchanging his vibration for a temporary currency versus the long term of them using his energy for whatever it is they need to use his energy, his vitality for. Wow. Wow. It's an exchange. That's all. Even when you go to work, when you go on a job, that's an exchange of your time for currency
Facts.
that you cannot get. That time you cannot get back, even though we say time is an illusion. But in this matrix, your time is also your essence.
Yeah.
Your time is your power. Your time is your vibration. You're exchanging it for currency.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why I shout out to the Queen Oracle when she explained to us, and she can explain it better. But how she's this job she had to leave because it's like that don't sit right with my spirit. You know what I mean? So, and that's where we got to be at if we really want to, call ourselves growing or whatever the case.
Hey, real quick, shout out to Maricel. did not see your comments. I don't expect we don't know how to let people join. We don't know how to let people join yet anyway. But stay in tune. We will be having call-ins.
Yeah,
So
yeah, we got callers coming.
tap in with us. Yeah, coming soon. So you want to tap in with us for real one day. Just stay in tune. You know, we working on that. But
Yeah,
not see your comments now. No, peace to you.
yes, peace. Also, tap into our Discord too. That way we can, because the spur of the moment type of thing is a little more difficult. But if we can get you ahead of time or whatever, we can definitely facilitate that and facilitate you joining. So tap into our Discord. We got all different channels in there.
Mm-hmm.
We can link up that way.
And apologies to the fam, to everybody tapping in with us, to the tribe. I'm my camera off today. I didn't get a chance to hop in the shower yet. Been busy this morning, so my face all looking all crazy and oily and everything. So I didn't want to tap in like that, you know. But yeah, bro, we what's the elder talking about? What Dick Gregory got going on in this clip?
It's a part of kind of the soul thing, but not really, I guess.
Okay.
Actually, it is. It just he's speaking on a bunch of different things.
Mm-hmm.
All raindrops have one job, is to work their way back home. To the river, to the stream, to the ocean. When we born, we have one thing to do. God don't give a damn about a PhD like your daddy got, or a PhD like your mama got, or how much money you got in the bank, or if you're black, you white, you rich, you poor, you can read, you can't read. God has one law. When you come here, the only thing you have to do is work your way back home. I brought you through that little door called your mama's womb. And I have one restriction. You better be as clean when you get back as you was when I put you here. Mm-hmm. You're not born a racist, or a bigot, or a thief, or a murderer. You pick that up on the way. It's just that simple. Now y'all play all the games you want, get hung up in all the churches you want, be full of hatred, let somebody reduce you below your dignity and don't know you violating the universal God. Let a bunch of thugs control your food, a bunch of hoodlums control your education, everything. And y'all think y'all are so powerful and clean. They got engineered animals that you put on your table every day, and America's the only country don't have to put on the label that they've been cloned, and you think you free.
Woo-hoo! Damn! Woo!
Yes,
Wow.
sir.
That part right there sent chills through my. And you think you free?
Thanks.
Man, talk about somebody taking a check for something, man. You can't pay people to believe that. That's the crazy part. Dude talking about he'd take 100 million, he'd say so for 100 million, but you probably can't pay him to believe we ain't free for real.
Yeah. Facts. He wouldn't believe it. He wouldn't believe in the Matrix or any of that. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that definitely, that's a great find, bro. That definitely ties in with the whole message of this conversation, because I think that's what people forget about a lot, and that's why it's an issue of people selling their soul for materialistic things. So we people be so worried about material stuff, but that I don't think that's the purpose of being on this planet. I know it's not, because you can't take none of it with you. That's the point. Like just like you said, because you gotta think about how pure children are, just so pure, just so full of life and happy. And as we get older, it just get chipped away year after year, sometimes month by month, sometimes day by day, really day by day. It just get chipped away. and we lose that purity. You know?
Yeah. Facts. Mm-hmm.
Lose that joy.
Yeah, that's why it's good that we enter this journey of learning, because we get to do something different with our children, and they're going to be better than us coming up, because they're going to learn more than what we learned, and they got a longer span of life to do it in. Not to say that means too much, because you can learn a lot in 2 years, but the fact that they get to start early on this consciousness and being aware of the foods they eat and all that stuff, it's monumental, honestly.
Facts.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Hearing them mention the selling of the soul, is what came to mind for me is that those people always speak on, oh, I'll sell my soul, or they sold their soul, but we never really heard what the exchange is and what it's worth. Like, what am I actually selling? What is being sold, and what am I actually gaining? Like when they say, you selling your soul, how do you sell your soul? I heard what you mentioned, Spec. The integrity. Of course, we know that, but it's like the deeper dive question though is what's being sold. What am I gaining? What am I losing? What am I giving up?
Mm-hmm.
For somebody to say, "Oh yeah, I'll sell my, 100 million," but you don't know what you're selling it for.
Yeah, come back to what I said in terms of exchange. You're exchanging your essence, you're exchanging your energy for them to use to do what? You see there again? That's exactly what you're saying. What am I gaining from the 100,000 or 100 million? What are you using my essence, my energy for? To harness, to harvest what? Because a lot of times when people say they do that, we look at them and they say, oh, this person ain't the same no more. Okay, they give up their essence for somebody else to use.
Mm-hmm.
So
another thing,
drain all of the life.
Yeah.
Drain all the life force, drain all of their life force out of them.
Another thing though, when you think about it too though, if these souls could be sold, and that's like, if that's a real thing and we want to take that literal, then what would that say about us all as what does that say about us individually and as a whole? If our souls could be sold for something, and not even that we're looking for a price, but they're looking to gain something from us just being able to sell that soul.
Mm-hmm.
Like that kind of speaks volumes of who we are as a humanity.
Mm-hmm. Damn. Actual. And the issue really lies in the question, like you said, what are you selling? What are you giving up? And we know like that soul never really be sold, but you can diminish your quality of your soul, which is, I believe what the phrase really means. But a lot of people have interpreted like, I'll do some ratchet things to get a little bit of money or to get a little bit of fame. And it's like, you really don't need that. You can use your soul to get that if that's what you desire. And a lot of us just don't realize that at the time. We don't realize that our soul is going to get us what we want. Tapping into it, going inward. That's sad. That's something I don't want my kids, my children to ever, forget or to not know. You do something, put your heart and soul into it, and it's all gonna come out, in the wash. Because nothing that's been practiced and then given hours and hours and time and work ethic and all that never turned out bad for anybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? LeBron James didn't get where he's at by selling his soul. He got there by hours and hours in the gym, you know? And the same thing with, like, you got some artists who are, you know, musicians or whatever, who aren't born with the talent of, you know, playing every instrument, or, you know, maybe they can sing. They was born with the ability to sing, but no one, you know, you're not born with the ability to play every instrument. Like Prince could play every instrument that exists on the planet, every single one. That takes time, you know. So if you put your heart and soul into something, of course it's gonna come out for you if that's what you want. So you don't have to sell your soul; just use it to get what you want.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it's about just like Oracle says, it's a good question, because I think about what comes to mind for me is like people like Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Well, he got all this money and he got access to, you know, you pretty much have a lot of different women and, well, men, whatever he into, willingly, but he wants to go after people that he feels like he can change them. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I don't know why he get off on that, but it's the same thing. It's like, because I was watching something, and they were saying how he was having a conversation with somebody, and I guess he was trying to see if, get the guy to give him a blowjob for like $100,000, and I think dude said that he'd do it, and allegedly Diddy was like, "Damn, that's all it takes. That's all you want is $100,000. I can get that for you right now." So it's just something about people giving up they integrity. You know what I'm saying? What they stand for personal gains. That just the dark entities. The dark entities just get off on that.
Yeah.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. I say.
But would it be safe to say some of them are dark entities?
Yeah. That's where I was going with it.
Do
Yeah.
it. You proceed with it.
Yeah, no, like they're carrying those spirits. Those, you know what I mean? This is spiritual warfare, like we, you know, as you know, so like Puffy, he definitely got one of them. Well, I don't know which one of them, that what name they go by, but there is absolutely a spirit attached to him. You know, the spirit
Oh
attached to
yeah.
everybody, but it depends on which spirit you choose to ride with, you know? And at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, the people that's provoking it, they got some dark attached to them for sure. No question about that. Cause that's, I mean, what else could it be that you just get off from getting somebody to compromise themselves for your enjoyment?
Yeah, but here's the
Yeah, that's
thing.
what
It's not,
sure.
but we got to remember too, bro, it's not all on them, because he could have said no. The guy said a
That's
hundred
why I
dollars.
was
Yeah, I
asking
think so.
Oracle, is he talking about the victim as well?
Well, I mean, I think she is, but we're gonna let her speak on it. But you know, I believe that applies to both, because you have to have something attached to you to accept an offer like that. What say you, Oracle?
Oracle,
Queen, you there?
Oracle, are you there?
The mic might be
I
having some
I
problems.
don't see her.
hope her internet good. You know, she was having some problems with it last week or whatever.
Yeah, but you know, until she come back in. But you know, in my opinion, I think she's definitely referring to both. You know, because you can have an entity attached to you, this, that, and the third. But like, if Puffy was to ask you, "Hey, man, I'll give you 10 mil right now," if you gonna be like, "Hey, look here, man. If you ever come at me like that again, bro, we might have some problems. Just leave me alone, please." right? You may not say it
It's a
in those
choice.
words,
Yeah, you make a choice.
right? So it has to apply to both parties because I'm not accepting that, you know. Like I told y'all before, like if I would have got where I was headed before, I would have messed up. So like my spirit was guiding me this entire time. I would have messed my whole career up. I would have messed my package up because you not finna do me any kind of way, you know. And
Mm,
I, I, I was the type to really, hunt you down, or I'll wait outside of your bushes. I'll be in your bushes, and you just thinking you coming out to check the mail. And that was me back then. I didn't care because you're not finna do me like that. You know. Now I know there's a better way that I can just attract the opposite type of energy,
Okay.
not have to be in that situation. You see what I mean?
mhm.
So I didn't know that before, so I handled it cold of the street. That's how I handled it because that's all I knew at the time.
Mhm. Mhm.
But yeah, man, that man. Well, I got two of these clips too. This one's the one you sent me, and then I got one with Anton Daniels because he's got a opinion on it too. And I thought it was nice to kind of add his opinion in there with ours.
Mhm.
I knew we was gonna have some good stuff to say. Doctor, you got something cooking? Dr. Sublime, you got something cooking over there?
It looked like she talking, but we can't hear her.
Yeah.
Dang, the internet acting crazy today.
Yeah. Well,
Dr. Sublime, if you can hear me, we can't hear you right now.
yeah, we're gonna play this clip while we wait for you to tap in, sister. And the Oracle too. We're not hearing your audio.
So I'm cool with passing the torch.
And bro, you say you did all that work your whole life, undefeated, but you grind to feed your kids and to make better for your family. I always say everything got a price. Cause people say like, I love my dog, I get $100. No, I get $1,000. No, I get $100,000. Hey, you can have him. Like my thought is everything has a price. There is not a number that can get you back in that ring. 80 million, 100 million.
Nah, because now you selling your soul.
$100 million, you can have my soul.
That's you. Now we know your character. Sometimes, you look at people and you be like, dang, man, you ain't got no dignity. You ain't got no morals. Like, come on, man. Like, what you gonna stand for if everything is about money? Like, I never was in a sport because of money, Of course, I was in a sport to make money, but I wanted to be a world champion. Yeah. I wanted to do something that I set my sights out to do as a little boy. And money wasn't the motivation. Me being a world champion was the motivation. Me accomplishing all the things that I've accomplished along the way on my journey, it was extra credit. It was extra credit because coming from the hood, it was like, man, I just want to be a world champion because that's just my dream. So when I became a world champion, it was just like, man, all this other stuff is like a cherry on the top. Like, you know what I mean? I did what I set my sights out to do.
He cleaned that up beautifully. I can't even cap. I don't know if there's a better answer and a better response. And I got to give the Pivot some credit because not only are they doing great interviews, but they left the entirety of that in the interview. And I know that he had to be stinging. He had to be hurt. Like, man, would I sell my soul? Or maybe, I don't know, maybe he don't think that he said anything that was crazy and he think that $100 million is worth it. Listen, there's nothing that's worth your soul. And Bud Crawford, what he just said is the very definition of the love of money, not money itself. Money isn't bad. Money is a tool, but the love of money is the root of all evil. And a lot of people actually get that wrong. You can't do anything for money because that means that you don't have no loyalty. That means you don't have no character. That means that you'll sell out. That means that you'll throw your friends under the bus. That means that you'll sell out God. You'll turn your back against God.
So
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you added that. Shout out to Anton. You know, he have a lot of good positive feedback also. But I think that's what makes it so scary for me. That's what sent chills up my spine when I heard it. Because it's like the first thing that come to mind for me is I can't trust you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can't trust you. The man just said, I love my dog. $100 now. I love my dog. $1,000 now. I love my dog. $100 million. You can have it. So you know what I'm saying? Like, I just at that point I can't put nothing past because you just admitted yourself. Everything got a price tag. So
Yeah.
you know.
And the thing for me was like the dog is like different. Like I can get another dog, you know what I'm saying? $100,000 for like, and I know it's like maybe a family pet, but a dog, it's different. You know what I mean? It's the same. It's equivalent to like me herding goats or something, and you know I'm selling them to somebody else or whatever. And like even though the goat's got a name, and you know I raised this goat or whatever. It's not a child. It's not a human being. It's, you know, it's cattle, you know, and I know dogs are a little bit on the higher scale than cattle, but it's like the dog, I can kind of see you taking $100 grand for a dog. Like, damn, that's, you know what I mean? But
I can too. But some people it's like, no.
Yeah, that's yeah.
You know, some people love their animals like real family members.
Right. And some people not going to do that. And that's okay too. You know, it's I think it'd be okay if you sold your dog for $100 grand, or if you didn't sell your dog. I wouldn't judge the person either way. You know what I mean? But your soul or like a child, people out there selling their children. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow. Yeah. No, so yeah. And that's probably the worst part of selling a soul. Like you're selling your child's innocence for a piece of fame or a piece, like, you know, this producer is going to do something to your child, but just so your child can be a famous actor or movie star or whatever, or singer, you going to let them go on this retreat, you know, to the EP island. And it's like, no, gang, like you can't have mine. I don't care what you offering. You not having mine. I know what that felt like. I know what that was like. You know, being teased by kids who didn't know any better because I was molested. Oh, Oracle, I think she's coming back in.
Yeah, I went to get some pants. So I don't shit.
Oh, I think she might still be having an issue with her sound. But yeah, you know, it's a sad day when people out there selling their own children. You know, and them
Can you
children.
hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. We with you now.
Excellent. I had to sign out and sign back in. But I wanted to chime in on what y'all was saying in terms of selling your dog. See, the thing watch this. I know you're saying, okay, yeah, you can understand it's a dog, and because it starts off small. It's just like a child starting to steal. It may start off small with just a penny, then a pencil, then a pen, then a book. You see, and then it starts to escalate. So when that isn't broken right away, and you don't have some integrity from the beginning, it could escalate to something else. Then that child ends up in killing someone, robbing a hardware store, a convenience store, then end up killing someone, end up in prison, end up losing their life inside there. So when he said, "Oh, I'll give you $100, I'll give you 1,000, I'll give you 100,000," yeah, man, I'll sell it. It's the principle behind it, whether it's a dog or a child. Not to say that a child and a dog, you put them in the same thing, but it's the principle. You see, there are other dogs out there. Why don't you go and buy another dog that just like the dog that I have? Why you want to come and buy mine? Because what you're doing, you're putting me to the test to see whether there's a price that I would accept on selling something to you. Oh, you sell me your dog the other day for 100,000. So now why don't you want to sell me this for 1,000,000? Why you don't want to sell me this for 100,000,000? Because I don't test you. I don't test you with your dog.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
You
a good
see?
way of looking at it too.
Yeah, I don't test you
Exactly.
with your dog. I could have gone and buy a dog, the same breed from someplace else. Ask you, where did you get your dog from? I could point you in the direction where I got my dog from.
Exactly. That's
Hold on
You
one
see?
second, y'all. Hold on one second. Shout out to Mint in the chat, man. God bless you, man. They said, please prove you're not an AI and fart for us. I haven't learned how to fart yet. Hey, listen. God bless you, man. God bless you, gang.
Uh,
Well,
yeah,
yeah, that's a
that's
really
foolish.
good point, though.
If you're not an AI fart first, that's a foolish. That's a distraction.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
All
just
of
want,
us, all of us talking on here.
yeah.
Hi,
I just want to say
I
God
knew
bless
it.
you, man. Thank you for stopping by. We appreciate it, man.
I didn't say I'm gonna show myself because I sunburn and my skin peeling. So other than that,
getting them good down lows, that good radiation.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
a brief pass through. I'm not, but nevertheless. So when somebody say, I'll sell I'll sell my soul for 100,000,000, like he said, it shows your integrity. It shows you your character. It shows
Yeah.
you that what would you do for money? So that means if somebody
Mm,
haven't have a child, who's to say that you won't sell your child
Yeah.
exactly.
for a
And you know what? I was
ritual?
just
You
thinking,
understand? Who's to say you won't sell your mother? How many people we know they say their mother was a sacrifice, or their father was a sacrifice, or their some family member was a
yeah,
sacrifice
yeah.
for them to continue in their success in their career? That's an exchange.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Yeah. Blood
yeah.
offering.
Of you
I was
understand? And
just
then not
thinking
only
that
that,
too. I wish that
there's another thing that they do. There's another thing that they do. Not so say selling your soul. That's what you call that exchange. Whereas they allow themselves to be open up to allow another entity to enter them.
Yes.
mhm,
Yes.
You see? Yep.
yep. And I think
That's
that's
another
one of the
thing that they
points of it too, because once you lower your vibe, once you realize like, dang, I just did that for this. Now you done lowered your vibration so low. You know what I'm saying? Now you vulnerable for that to happen.
But
Completely
even but
vulnerable.
listen, watch this. What's the one who goes? I don't want to call nobody name, right? But she herself admitted that hey, when she performing, somebody else's take over. So she opened up herself for another entity to come in and to perform.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
You see?
mm.
Yeah.
So these people, they look normal on the exterior, but how much of them are who they was when they first started in the industry? Not many
Mm,
of them are who they was. Many of them are now gone. Their energy have
mm,
gone. Their original host of that body is gone, and they've given that body over to something else.
Yep.
mhm. And I wish somebody would have asked that guy that. So what you said? Do you got any kids? Yeah, I got a daughter, or whatever he got. Okay, well, would you sell your daughter for $100 million? I would like to see his
Mm,
response to that question.
well, 100 million ain't worth it. I trust me. I ran in circles where money was just tossed around, and it didn't even move me. It didn't fathom me. I came here, people throwing money left, right, and center, and I'm like, that is not the reason I came here for. I here on a spiritual journey. I ain't here for the glitz and the glamour and the fashion and the money and all that different stuff, the prestige. Oh, when are you gonna get a ministry up? No, that ain't what I came here for.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we can make this kind of. No, that's not what I came here. But the kind of gift that you have, no, that's not what I came here for.
Right. And at least
I
not
don't have
now.
to be.
Like if that comes into the future, like, and it's a different type of ministry, it's not no church or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe, but right now I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing right now. And
Exactly.
some people just can't accept that. And it's because you can tell their character when they keep asking you, or they keep, yeah, but
Mhm.
you could, and it's like, no, accept that this person is where they're supposed to be right now. You know,
Exactly.
they can't accept it because they
Exactly.
know what they would do if they was you. They'd go
Oh
right for
yeah,
the money.
for the money. I let me I give you all this thing. I remember when I was in the church. You understand, and flowing in what they call the prophetic. What we now know also as channeling. What we now know is so many different things. But in that prophetic, they offered you these people. Oh gosh, if people really know the behind the scenes inside churches, they would really literally run away from it. Oh, you understand? Oh, we'll pay you 150,000 USD a year to be this prophetic thing. I mean, now, and I tell them, nope, I can't. The gift is not for sale. It's not for sale. Ah, I got ridiculed, I got blasted. And this was back then when I really even was on this conscious level that I'm on now. I could have used that money. Just as even now, you can still use that currency to do some things, but I can't sell my no, I can't sell myself, my soul, my integrity. You understand? For a bowl of porridge and then be angry afterwards when the porridge didn't finish. Then you gotta find something else to sell, and then you gotta find someone else to sell, and then you find something else to sell. No, that's okay. You can keep your money. Let
I
me keep
love the way
Stephanie.
you just broke that down, because you always looking for something to sell when you know what I mean? When you in that, yeah, that's
You gotta
crazy.
keep on selling. You gotta keep on selling something. Think
Yeah.
about how many people who in that industry invented. It's like one person after the other person in their families dying, or in
Mm.
their close circle dying. I even see it. Listen, even with big fortune companies, when you look at these big companies, they just sacrifice their staff. You'll find that in one company, you'll find that maybe 4 or 5 staff die one right behind the other. For what
Mhm.
unknown reasons they just die in. Because why? That company now trying to make a sacrifice to keep their company afloat, to keep their company going forward. That's
Yeah.
hey, this thing's
Mhm.
so deep, but
Mhm.
oh yeah, man, no, can't
But
do
yeah,
it.
this is the clip
If I
from.
could use the finances, oh hell yeah, I could use the finances. But am I gonna sell my integrity and my soul and my essence and make an exchange for it? No, I will not. I would eat what you call it. I'll drink tea and eat bread for the rest of the year if that's the case. Or I'll call one of you all and say, hey, my brother, my sister, I
Nope,
need help over here.
that
Yeah,
part.
that's fact.
That part.
Yeah.
So this clip right here was kind of it's shortened, it's broken down a little bit, but I thought it was pertinent because they did the echo, they did the double take. You know what I mean? And it kind of get you feeling a little bit more like how serious this guy was, because the first clip, like, you could take it, it's like, yeah, he laughed too, but when they break things down and they little editing stuff, it makes it much more powerful. So this guy really, yeah, he really means that. He would sell his soul. Oh, let me find it here. Yep, right there.
Thought is everything has a price. There is not a number that can get you back in that ring. 80 million, 100 million.
Nah, because now you selling your soul.
Did I stutter?
$100 million, you can have my soul.
What?
$100 million, you can have my soul.
That's you. Now we know your character.
Wow.
Man, you ain't got no dignity. You ain't got no morals. Like, come on, man. What you gonna stand for if everything is about money?
Let's just give me a second. Let me process that.
Thought is everything has a price. There is not a number that.
I'm sorry. Please, y'all agree with me if Crawford just broke that dude down right to his face and told him, and that's what we need. We need people that's going to tell us the truth. Listen, you ain't got no dignity. You ain't got no morals. What you going to stand on if it's all about the money? I thought that was
Take a whole bucket of ice water and threw it on him. Wake up.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah. I like the way you put that, sister.
Oh, bucket of ice water. Wake up. That's a reality check.
Yeah. Facts.
You don't got no morals. You don't got no character. Well, I like what he said about himself. I didn't do it for the money. I did it because I wanted to accomplish something. Yes, I'm thankful for the money, what I got paid, but it was about accomplishing a goal. It's like setting a goal okay, if money comes with me setting that goal, I accept the money, but the goal was to become the champion. That's what I wanted. That was my driving force. I want to become the champion.
Right.
But see, some of these people, they won't become the champion, but at the same time, at what price to themselves? There's a difference. He became a champion with his hand held. He didn't kill none of his family members or anybody to become the champion. He didn't walk on nobody to become the champion.
Yeah.
He didn't sell his soul to become the champion.
Just worked hard, trained hard, and
Train hard. That's it.
And that's all it takes, It's like I was saying earlier, that's all it takes. If you want that, just put your heart and soul into it. You want to be an actor, put your heart and soul into it. You ain't got to sell your soul. Put your heart and soul into your dream, into your goals. You will achieve it. You will, you know what I mean? Because you're thinking about it too. So I think, therefore I am.
I see.
Queen Oracle, did you get your sound back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man, what's this next one, bro? These speaking of people selling their soul, man. These guys hear something else, man.
Yeah, and
Island Boys, right?
Yeah, I think Island Boys or something, Fly Boys or something they call.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure it's the Island Boys.
Yeah, it's Island Boys. I think Fly is one of their names or something.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, this is a deep one, and I saved it for last because the guy that's doing the video, who's editing the video, shout out to him. he actually said something that really makes sense, and I thought it was pertinent for our audience to hear that. So let's get into it.
If you think you've sold your soul to the devil, you need to watch this video. People ask me all the time, Isaiah, is it possible to sell your soul to Satan? Listen to what Fly Soldier has to say about selling his soul.
About a week, not today, but about a week ago, I sold my soul. You understand what I'm saying? And ever since I sold my soul, I haven't been happy ever since.
What the devil often does will tell you that you sold your soul so you think you can't be saved. That is a lie. Every single person watching this, whether you think you sold your soul or not, can be saved. The Bible says in the book of Ezekiel, all souls belong to God. Your soul does not belong to you, so you cannot sell it to the devil. The devil is a liar. There's hope for Fly Soldier and anyone out there that thinks they sold their soul. If you think you've sold your soul...
Yeah, I love that. That's why I saved it for last. I love this because the fact of the matter is you can always get your integrity back. You are the one that you didn't lose your integrity. You put it on the shelf or you put it, you know, in a closet somewhere. Like it's still there. You got to tap into it and you got to make the choice. That's how I feel about that.
I speak on. I don't know. I had an illusion and delusion of a thing, right? Taps into the illusion of you thinking that for you to sell your soul, you have to, and you to make things possible and happen for yourself, you have to give your hope and your faith to somebody else to tell you that something is possible.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Right I see it. You can do it by yourself because I need this third person. If they can help me do it, can I do it alone? What I need to sell you something for?
There you go. That part. And because they don't want to do the work, it takes work. They don't want to do the work. So I don't want to do the work. I want a quick fix. So I want somebody else to do it for me.
Right.
Quick fix. Quick fix. Take you to long. Quick fix always take you the long way around, even though it may seem like a quick fix. But if we do the work, trust you me, it is. It's possible. Nothing is impossible, you know. Possible.
I do feel like this video could be a little misleading too, because I don't know. I just had an epiphany, a vision, whatever you want to call it. Thought come to mind that what if the wrong young person see this video and feel like, oh well, I'm gonna get in the rap game and I'm gonna sell my soul to get these millions, but then I'm gonna try to get it back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just feel like that might give some people an excuse to do wrong and just think that it'll all be forgiven, which it would be, it could be. But I just hope that some people don't take that and use it as an excuse to go and do wrong. You know what I mean?
Well, people have been using that as an excuse to do wrong. That's where the Jesus complex came in at. Jesus forgive. Jesus, you'll be forgiven. Jesus will forgive you no matter what you do. Right?
Yep.
That aspect already came into play. But I think the biggest issue is people not realizing that the thing about selling your soul, in a sense, you know, for me, the wording and the meaning of it is just you settling for the path you decided and the choices you made for yourself. Right? Because all those choices come with a reaction, whether it's positive or negative. You have to sit with that. And a lot of people, they'll go do things, as we would say, selling their souls, where, like y'all said, it's usually something that you don't want to do, something you would never do, but you settle for because of the opposition of you thinking that you'll gain more, the grass is greener. When the illusion breaks, you realize the grass isn't greener and you still have to dwell and sit with what you've done.
Mm-hmm. And there's people, bro, like what you was talking about, there's people that have done that. That was their intentions, and then they realized, you know, and you can find a couple people that's actually talking about it where they believed that they was gonna, you know, just get to where they was getting to, and then they was gonna be able to, you know, just get it right back. But they were never the same at the end, and it's like they wish they didn't do it. You know what I mean? So there are people that have done that already. So if you do that,
When you
just
have certain,
know you're not gonna like yourself.
no, when you have certain encounters and stuff like that, you're never the same. You are never the same. Even for us, we are not the same as we were yesterday. We were not the same as we were last year. We're never the same. So when you come into a situation like that, that we quote unquote, and we keep on using this word interchangeably, selling your soul, but when you render yourself over to be used by someone, you never come out the same way you go in. It's just like a boxer going into a boxing ring. He go inside there with no scars, but when he comes back out, he never comes out the same way he goes back in.
Yeah, facts. Shout out to Tony in the chat. We appreciate you stopping by, brother. He said, "For all have sinned and come short of the glory of God." That's a fact. Your second comment about unrighteousness, no, not one. I believe we are all righteous, and we are all devious. It depends on the choices we make. So I can make a righteous decision to help this person in need, or I can make a devious decision and exploit that person, that very same person in need.
Listen, when you talk about righteous is this, I can make a conscious decision to help or not to help.
Right.
The thing is this, when the people say we all were born in sin and shaped in iniquity, no, that was David saying he was born in sin and shaped in iniquity. How could you tell a child that know not sin, that they were born in sin?
Yeah.
How could you tell a married couple who got married before having sex, according to Bible, and that this child that me and my husband, me and my wife had, because we now was married, and then we decide to have sex and we have this child, you tell me this child was born in sin and shaped in iniquity. It comes back to this thinking, this way of thinking. We've been taught to think that the Bible is the final authority and author and finisher of our faith, our belief system.
But it's and that can't be true because it's been rewritten so many times. You know, Shakespeare wrote the King James second version. Shakespeare wrote that.
And who made up the definition of sin?
Right. Sin is actually when you miss, when you're shooting an arrow, you're doing archery. That's a sin. You know, so it's like it's so much controversy.
Yeah. So
share your argument.
When people say all have sinned, when people say all have sinned and come short, don't. I know different now, especially for somebody who grown up, preached that gospel and stuff like that. I cannot label that broad label anymore the way I used to.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's all a trick, it's all a distraction, and they want us to, y'all know my saying. What is it? It's go to work, go to pharmacy, go to church, go home. Go to work, go to pharmacy, go to church, go home. You're on a program, right? And if you deviate from that program, then you're considered this, that, and the third. But it's like, are you doing what's right for you? Are you doing what feels good in your heart? That's what's most important. If that's what you want to do and follow that matrix cycle, then by all means, That's not to say we can't get good things from these books and things like that, but I can get good things from a dictionary too, right? But somebody wrote that. I have to go inward. That's where God lives. The body is God's temple. That's where I'm going to find God, within.
Hey Tony, appreciate you, brother, for tapping in, but this not a Christian channel. It's not a Christian channel. Appreciate your comments.
Yeah, we definitely we welcome the challenge, because we've been looking to have this conversation, and if you know how to have a conversation without getting your feelings involved, we love for you to tap in, and we can do the whole thing where we voice our opinions.
Most definitely.
Yeah, that's it. The king,
Yeah.
and the sad part of it, the kingdom is within. The kingdom is within. He even tell you that in the scripture. The kingdom is within. The kingdom of heaven is within, not on the
Right.
outside, not
Right.
coming down from the clouds in the sky. It's within.
Yeah.
We are the temple that we've been looking for. We are
That's
the
right.
saviors that we've been for. That's why I say every man got to give an account for who? Himself. Be true to thine own self. To thine own self, be true.
That's right.
Child. Anyway, moving right along, I will not be distracted by that. But anyhow, in terms of selling your soul, it's all about an exchange, and that's the thing about it. What would you give exchange
Dang, we losing your audio again.
for? Teach, and that's it. We all ready to
Nice.
learn something, to
And
teach
see,
something,
yeah, Tone, we
to give
appreciate you,
something,
though,
and
man.
the
It's not
essence
about
of it
the
all is
viewers,
love.
buddy.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, how much do you love yourself, and how much do you love others that you come in contact with? Because people can spew scriptures all they want, but what's your character when a beggar walk up to you and ask you for a dime or ask you for something to eat? What's your character knowing that your neighbor next door don't have food to eat or their power is off? What's your excuse when your co-worker looking for a ride home and you going in that same direction that they're going home, but you refuse to give them a ride? You turn your head in the next direction.
Yeah.
You see?
I tell you what,
How are you living?
during my homeless days, I couldn't get help from the church unless I went to the Sunday gatherings. I had to be in church on Sunday in order to get help from them. And it's like, you're not really doing God's work if that's what I got to do in order to get a roof over my head or to stay in one of your shelters. And this is a fact. This happens all across the country, all across the world. You know what I mean? They're going to not have a bed open for you, and you homeless going through hard times because you don't come to the church, which that's insane to me.
Selective help. Let me
Yeah.
look at my tithing book and see if you tithe.
Yeah, right. And to excommunicate you from, church, like religions do that. Muslims, Christians, they do that. They excommunicate people because you're not walking in with God, so you can't come to this church. And I love the Muhammad Ali movie that Will Smith played when he was like, "Oh, so you saying I can be Muslim again?" He's like, "Yeah, that's what we're saying." He said, "I ain't never stopped." You know what I'm saying? I don't need you to touch God, to talk to God. God is right there with me always. All I got to do is
Yeah.
speak. You know what I mean?
I'm glad you said.
Go ahead, brother.
I'm glad you said that, because I want to address this brother again. I mean, just look at, and that's like, that be my issue with the religious communities, especially Christians. Where is, he said something in the comments about righteousness, but all I was doing was letting you know, brother, that we're not Christians. I wasn't judging you or saying that we got to ban you or nothing like that. But look at the energy that, oh, you only got 8 viewers, and well, so ban me then, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we having a peaceful conversation. But
Right.
that's how it go a lot of times when
Yeah.
talking to people, in that community. Is quick to
Right.
get, a lot of times they get aggressive. Let's just be real.
Yeah. If you
Oh,
don't
well, you
believe
go
what I
to hell,
believe,
man.
let me get aggressive. Let me crucify you. Let me shame you.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much. And we don't do that here.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? We gonna vibe high, and we gonna vibe high with 3 viewers as opposed to 100,000 fake viewers. I'd rather have 3 real viewers that really believe and really want to walk in the best version of themselves with us on this journey than to have a million viewers that You know what I mean? Like I know people. You know how many we see channels that got over 1 million subscribers, but when they go live, do they got 1 million viewers? No, not even close. Right? You see what I'm saying? So it's different with us, and we, you know, I'm glad that we walk in the space we walk in, man, and we on our journey to really seek that inner truth, because that's what a lot of people been missing. Everybody's worried about up, down, left, right, and what's out there, but nobody cares about what's within, what's inside me, you know, and that's more important than anything. But yeah, should we let's give some closing thoughts?
So I guess I'll kick it off then. So J Hooks the Great. Appreciate my tribe. Appreciate everybody that tuned in this week. Everybody that's gonna tune in at a later time. And man, I want to just go back to what Terrence Crawford said, and that's if it's just certain things that if you're willing to do for money, it says a lot about your character.
Yeah,
I don't think you should put yourself in certain relationships or get involved in certain groups if you have that mindset of, so everything got a price tag. I'll do this for that, and the third for $100 million. Then just move solo. Don't even put nobody in a situation for you to have to betray them, or you know what I'm saying, because you will. If you share the same mindset as that brother, and just remember that whatever you willing to do for these materialistic gains, financial wealth, whatever, you know, it's all temporary. And it's back to what Dick Gregory said. It's about coming in pure and leaving pure. That's the ultimate goal, I think, on this planet, is to gain knowledge and self-awareness and master your emotions. You know what I'm saying? So you want to come in pure, you want to leave pure.
Yeah.
Ashe.
As pure as you can. Go ahead, sister.
Ashe.
A shame.
Yes, it's the Oracle Queen. My take on it is, to be honest, you know, allowing people to be who they are. Let people show up as who they are, so you can see who they are to determine if that's what you want to deal with, in a sense. Again, you know, this up and down and this balance we have to know that everybody can't be good. Everybody is yes, it is some soulless people walking around here. And I think the greatest lesson we can learn is allowing them to be that, if that's what they are, so then we can deal with them again accordingly. We can't change everybody. We're not here to save the universe, because believe it or not, the universe don't need saving. It's us that need saving, right? Our mindsets, like we said, the way we think, the way we walk, the things we talking about, our aspirations, our goals. It's like, in a sense, how are the goals I have set for me uplifting those around me? You know, and it doesn't have to be a monetary uplift. It could be spiritual. It could be physical. It could be mental, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. Like, we going to have people around us that's willing to sacrifice themselves. We see it every day. They literally sacrifice themselves every day. So to really look for people to care for you more than they care for themselves, to really look for somebody to respect you more than they respect themselves, you know, that's where integrity and morale come from. The end all be all is how a person look at themselves. Nobody's gonna love you more than they love themselves. Nobody's gonna sacrifice themselves for you. Like, that's really what it is. As much as it look like they may, at the end of the day, we go through certain trials and tribulations that'll show you that that person is not going to sacrifice themselves for you. They're not.
Yep. Facts.
You know?
Facts.
So in a sense, you know, just saying that, I feel like, you know, my outcome of it is just, we all selling our souls every day. But it's like, what are we selling it for? Again, on the High Vibe Tribe, we're selling our souls to stay in the highest integrity we have, to walk in our authenticity. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it could be a positive as well as it can be a negative to that. You know,
Yeah.
my soul is being sold for the betterment of a society around me and surrounding me and what's happening within and throughout me. So like he said though, you know, when you figure it out, you can't sell something that don't fully belong to you.
Sure.
That's right.
But I just end that by saying a lot of people that show up as who they are. You know, if you around a soulless being, leave them where they at. Like with that, like, you know what I'm saying? We be fighting and arguing and trying to understand people. Sometimes our job ain't to understand what they meant to be understood.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wow. Sister, you make it, man. Nice. Ashe.
That's it. That's it. You know, I'm just trying to do it with a different device. Yeah. So
turned into a song.
Okay. We about to bebop.
Okay, here it is. Much better now. Much better now. Sorry about that.
No problem.
For me, my perspective is this, and like we as we all saying, everybody is here on a journey. If I want to quote a scripture, the scripture would say, we are spiritual beings having this physical experience. And we literally understand that means everyone that is here came here to have an experience. And whatever their journey is, they're going to fulfill that experience. If we go to the Bible, there again, the scripture also said Judas had his experience was to betray Christ. You see? That isn't something that anybody think, guess what? I'm being born. My son is going to be the one who's going to betray Christ. Think about it. But somebody has, according to the scripture, he was the one that was chosen to do it. And so everybody has their part that they have to play in this journey and who you come in contact with. And as the Queen said, you do you. You pay attention to those that are around you. Be present, that you can know the people that are around you, whether they are energy vampires, they're sucking life force out of you, or they're depositing life force in you. That's why I'm grateful to the High Vibe Tribe, because we come here and we don't just extract, but we deposit also. It's like the infinite sign. You know, you be giving and we receiving, be giving and we receiving. And that's what you got to know. Some people are just takers. And so when somebody decide that I'm going to give you $100 million to take your essence, to take your life's force, to use your body as an entity, to use your body to do my bidding, you understand? You there have to play a part in giving it to them, because you have to agree to the contract. You have to agree to the 100 million. They're not just to say, here's 100 million, come with me. No, there has to be an agreement being made.
Facts.
And so I encourage our listening audience, as we are on this journey, there's so much things that we have to learn, unlearn, and relearn. And guess what? Be gentle with yourself, because you are here for the experience. You're not here to sit as the judge and the know-it-all and the condemner, but we are all here for an experience and an encounter. This is Dr. Sublime, and I appreciate and love all of you.
Much love.
Yeah, see, my final thoughts, my closing thoughts on that is everything y'all said, of course, you know, was spot on. The only thing I would want to add is, like Dr. Sublime said, this is a journey. This is an experience. And if you weren't supposed to have this experience, then you wouldn't have come here. You wouldn't be here. And so everything has its purpose. right? We may not like mosquitoes. Some people don't like bees, you know, but everything has its purpose. So we're here, and what we get out of a lot of these stories that we get from the old is they're lessons, you know, that somewhere out there's a Judas in your midst, right? When you develop a flock and you got a gathering and a following, or, you know, we like to say subscribers, people that subscribe to your beliefs or what you stand for, right? There is always lessons that we can just go back in history and look and say, oh, okay, I see what happened there. How do I avoid it? Okay, let me walk in this space differently, right? And so that's what I want to add, is that everything is supposed to be a learning tool. We're supposed to use that to learn, right? It's like chicken noodle soup for the soul, right? Those books are there to the real live encounters that people had that they sent to this man, and he put them in the book. You know, Jack Canfield, shout out to him, and put this book. And you know, those books sell millions of copies every year because someone out there can relate to a lot of those stories, you know. And I love the one with the guy didn't even open the Bible, but realized that he wanted a car for his graduation or birthday or something, and his dad bought him a Bible, but the guy never opened the Bible until it was like years later. His dad died. He opened the Bible, and there was the check for the exact amount that car was. And that's a lesson to be learned, you know. So that's what we should gather if we're going to gather anything. That everything is a lesson. And again, what the Queen said, let people be who they are. So I'm Speculum Ambulo, and I appreciate everybody stopping by and coming through. We all appreciate and love y'all. It's been a journey, and make sure y'all remember to look in that mirror for the change you want to see, and love your journey.
I say.
Peace. All right, everybody staying